Can you believe that free agency is approaching? As a matter of fact, from the making of this video, we have about 72 hours until the franchise tag deadline occurs. And there's a couple people that I covet that have not been tagged as of yet. Maybe we'll make a couple videos about those as the deadline approaches. But as we get ready for free agency, we got a couple guys that we need to re-sign. Now, Josh Reynolds, as of yet, have not been signed. The guys that were already on our team, we can re-sign those guys. We've already began doing that before the tampering period begins. The tampering period is for other teams, players that's coming from other teams. So with that being said, we've been talking a lot about this one player since the end of the season, and his name is CJ Gardner-Johnson, as you can tell by the thumbnail. Well, depending on who you listen to, there's a chance that CJ doesn't come back, and then you have that CJ wants to come back and that the Lions do want him back. Now, it appears is that the majority of this fan base, from my fan base, the Lions of this channel, you get what I'm saying, wants him, that they don't want him to come back. And I'm not sure why you feel that way. It could be the emergence of Ife to Melifonwu. It could be several reasons as why you don't want this guy to come back. But for me, I would love for him to come back. I think I didn't see enough, but I know for the first game, I mean, just go back to this. This guy had everybody in an uproar after week one. You guys sold out Amazon ski mask. Like, he wound up getting hurt, working his butt off to come back, came back, and he was a little rusty. Yeah, he was. It happens. But it's just amazing to me how this fan base can pick and choose players that they really want to focus on, and then other players they don't. Like, it's just weird, but I guess that's what being a fan is about. But CJ Gardner-Johnson, the Philadelphia Eagles could try to bring him back. And I saw this. Shout out to the person that sent me this a couple of days ago. I was unable to make this video. This is coming from a Philadelphia website. It says the Philadelphia Eagles will look to bring in a safety in the offseason via free agency or the draft. People at the combine get the sense that there's a real chance the Eagles bring back CJ Gardner-Johnson, who is scheduled to hit the free agent market. Gardner-Johnson played for the Eagles in 2022 before signing a one-year deal with the Detroit Lions last year. Now, this is very interesting because sports is a passionate thing. I mean, look at us in the comment section. We going at it. Y'all disagree with me. I disagree with y'all. There is no right or wrong answer, but I'm just the one that puts his opinion on the internet, right? But we all want the same thing. And it's funny because CJ Gardner-Johnson went on this thing, but when he signed with Detroit, he was going back and forth. We know he's not shy on social media. He was going back and forth with the Philadelphia fan base, and they were clapping back at each other, right? And then for him to go back would be like, well, why did you leave in the first place? And it kind of begs the question of, did he leave because he was offended? Did he just come to Detroit because he was offended? Did he come because he wanted a payday? Did he come because we finished the season 9-8, the way we finished the season? Like, why did he come? Then you start to think of, like, Brad Holmes was super excited. Of course, he got hurt. There's nothing he can do about that. But it's like, okay, well, why were you here? Because sometimes people want to see things through. Now, obviously, I might be a little biased, but if I'm part of a team and that team is up and coming, and then they get to the point where they can become champions, and then I leave, and it's not, it's against my will, I would feel some type of way. But to leave by choice, does he really believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are closer than the Detroit Lions? I mean, they won, but it's weird because the Philadelphia Eagles had the biggest collapse, like the second biggest collapse in NFL history. Starting, I want to say they were 10-1 at the trade deal or at the halfway point of the season, something crazy, and they just collapsed. And I think it was the second biggest historic collapse. So if he wants to go over there, then that's cool. Philadelphia has a ton of problems they're going to be dealing with. Do you bring back DeAndre Swift? Will Kelsey retire? You got the A.J. Brown. He says he's not complaining about not getting the ball. So it's a lot of things going on over there. But as far as CJ Gardner-Johnson, can he go back to Philly? But I'm really curious to know if the Lions want him back. Does he want to come back? And I know you guys are saying, like, the emergence of Ife and that we don't have, CJ wants to be a starter. We know that. He said he didn't work his behind off to be in the rotation. But here's the thing. If you had a secondary, look at what happened to our cornerback position. I don't want that to happen to the safety room, right? So Brad Holmes can draft a safety. He can do all that stuff. But if we got one already who's willing to come back, not going to break the bank, knows the system, all that stuff, because we kept Aaron Glenn, right? So why not? Why not bring him back? So we'll see. But let me know in the comments below. How likely do you think it is that CJ Gardner-Johnson goes back to the Philadelphia Eagles? That would be something, man. I don't know. I feel like he'd be doing himself a disservice. I mean, here's the thing. If you really feel disrespected by somebody, you're not going to go back. You know what I mean? So if he felt so disrespected last year, why would he go back a year later? That's whack to me. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.